Hey there everyone, it's Michael. I review nootropics, and during this video I'm doing a product review on Gorilla Mind Smooth, and I'm specifically reviewing the Smooth product because of the whole Gorilla Mind line of products. This one blend definitely stands out as there are no stimulants, so there's no caffeine, and the product's promise is to give you 8+ hours of smooth focus, increased efficiency while having no jitters. So in this video, I'm going to rate the nootropic. I'll share with you my experience. We'll talk about some of the side effects, and we'll do a complete breakdown of the ingredients. But if you are new to the channel, then do consider subscribing, and let's jump right into it. So I would rate this nootropic blend 5 out of 10. And the reason why is because it's really not that great of a nootropic blend, but what is good about it is the price tag. It's very affordable right now at only $39.99, which would yield 30 servings, assuming that you're taking the serving size of 3 capsules, because the other serving size you can take is up to 6 capsules, which maybe is for those times when you really need a boost of energy levels. Let's say it's a hectic day or you're somewhat sleep deprived. A couple critiques to this product. First is that they've really changed the new product from the original formula. It's really the original formula that had 5-star reviews, but they've actually removed several ingredients. If we take a look at the original formula, they have lion's mane, which is an absolute game changer as far as making you smarter, sharper. It actually decreases anxiety levels. Like, you find yourself just more curious about everything. I've talked about it in this video right here. So I'm not sure why they removed lion's mane mushroom from the nootropic blend, because it's not in the new formula, unfortunately, and they've actually reduced the dosage of Bacopa Monnieri, Bacopa being a great ingredient specifically for memory and relaxing you. It seems to alleviate stress to some extent. So why they've done that, I have no idea, because if we look at the original formula, I would rate that 8 out of 10. This is a real game changer considering that the cost was the same. And if you look online, there's a lot of consumers, unfortunately, who are buying Gorilla Mind Smooth assuming they're getting the original formula, but then they're disappointed because they're getting this new formula which really doesn't kind of meet the performance enhancing properties that you would get from the original formula. And then the other critique is that this product honestly is like always out of stock. I had to wait a very long time in order for me to get me some, but now I'm glad that I've actually tried it so I could see what all the hype was about. But I wish I had gone and tried the original formula, because in the whole nootropic space there aren't a lot of competitors when it comes to low price nootropic blends. So that's why I still think this is a decent product, maybe worth considering. And if we do a breakdown of the ingredients, the very first ingredient is L-Tyrosine, which is an amino acid that you can find in chicken breast. It's also found in egg whites, and when you use it in supplemental form, from a dosage of like 750 milligrams to 1 gram, what you can expect is a boost of focus, a little bit of a boost of energy as well, and this makes for a great alternative to caffeine. So you can expect that within like 30 minutes of taking L-Tyrosine, you suddenly want to get to work and especially focus on those high priority tasks. So this is great, the fact that they've added 750 milligrams of L-Tyrosine. This is the more bioavailable version of tyrosine. Specifically, there is another alternative called N-acetyl L-Tyrosine. So this is great. They used L-Tyrosine versus NALT. And what tyrosine does is it boosts a very important neurotransmitter called dopamine, which will result in you taking more action towards whatever goals you have. Moving on to the very next one, which is alpha GPC 50%, and a really solid ingredient specifically for concentration, for mental clarity. Alpha GPC is the most bioavailable version of choline, choline being a nutrient that's found in egg yolks, but it's pretty difficult to find in your diet. So it's been known to take choline along with other nootropics because it will kind of like enhance the other nootropics effects and has this nice synergy to it. So it's great they added alpha GPC. The only critique to this is that it's 600 milligrams for a 3 capsule serving, which is very high. And you'll probably find some bad reviews about this, because for alpha GPC, most people are only taking like 200 milligrams, maybe max 300 milligrams, because when you go beyond that dosage, you can likely experience brain fog, or even have like depressive symptoms to some extent. So you need to find your sweet spot when it comes to alpha GPC. I've tried lower doses, I've tried higher doses, and then you find this like nice middle ground. So if you were to try Gorilla Mind Smooth and you do feel bad side effects, it's very likely that it's due to this specific ingredient, as the rest of the ingredients are pretty side effect free, which makes this a great nootropic blend. The next ingredient is called Kanna. And this is a little bit of a question mark as far as why Kanna was added to this nootropic blend. It's basically like the a particular supplement that's never talked about, although it's not man-made, guys. It's naturally occurring, so you can consider it to be relatively safe. And there are some good studies that suggest it can really help with executive function, which will help you be better at planning, and it'll really help you with decision making. Yet, if you take a deep dive into the studies, most of them were done on people who are elder. I'd be real curious to see if there were any studies suggesting that it's actually effective in people maybe in their 30s or late 20s. The next ingredient is Ginkgo Biloba at a dose of 180 milligrams per 3 capsule serving. This is a good dose. For some people, they notice when they take Ginkgo, they feel a little bit relaxed, like it really helps with stage fright. And Ginkgo Biloba is one of the, you could say, oldest nootropics that's been around that is somewhat known to help with memory and specifically with learning. But I've learned over the years that there are much stronger nootropics you can take, so this is probably good for marketing. I don't really think it's that effective overall as a nootropic. There are some people that notice good results, whereas most people don't. So overall, it's a nootropic with not a lot of side effects, but at the same time, not too beneficial, which leads to the next ingredient here, which is Bacopa Monnieri, which is one of my favorite nootropics. I would rate it very highly at a dose of 165 milligrams. I've tried like over maybe 75 nootropics, and this is one of my favorites because it improves your memory. It also relaxes you to some extent. You find that when you ingest Bacopa on a daily basis, you'll probably within a couple weeks feel like you can tolerate more stress. You'll have a better relationship to stress. It's known as an adaptogen, meaning it's a herb that really helps you to manage stress. So Bacopa is something I like a lot. The dose is kind of small, you can say. It's only 165 milligrams. I'm typically taking Bacopa at a dosage of 300 milligrams per serving, and that's pretty common. The only critique against Bacopa being in this specific formula is that for most people, they need to take Bacopa for a while for them to notice the benefits. It's not something where you can take immediately and start to feel the benefits. I'm one of those individuals that actually is quite sensitive to Bacopa, which is a reason I like it. But with nootropics and with supplements, the effects are like highly variable from individual to individual. And moving on to the next ingredient, we have L-Theanine at 100 milligrams, which is a great ingredient specifically for calmness and helping you with anxiety, specifically around performance. As per this chart over here, we can see that L-Theanine ranks as one of the most effective nootropics specifically at reducing anxiety levels. So with L-Theanine, unfortunately, you won't really feel smarter, you won't feel too much sharper, but you can definitely count on it if you want to be a little bit relaxed and be more centered when it comes to doing your work. You kind of like get in that state you feel post-meditation when you're just in calm state, you are appreciative of everything around you, and you're happily connecting with people. It's like not really energizing, more so calming, but makes for a great nootropic, especially to offset some of the stimulation you may feel from the alpha-GPC and the L-Tyrosine. You can say like it nicely balances it out, because this nootropic blend has ingredients which are going to energize you, but maybe give you a little bit too much energy that you want to be calm and centered and focused, and that's where the L-Theanine at a dose of 100 milligrams is super. So I like that ingredient a lot. And moving on to the next ingredient, which is Huperzine A at 1%, I give that specific ingredient a thumbs down. It doesn't really do much. Some people use it specifically for lucid dreaming. However, when it comes to like nootropics, I think it's really marketing hype, because Huperzine A has been around for a very long time. We've heard people like Tim Ferriss mention Huperzine A being very strong at language learning specifically, but this is a nootropic that trust very few people actually notice the benefits with. You can say that it's like a good ingredient they added because there aren't many side effects, but when it comes to you actually thinking more clearly, you being more productive, don't expect much, because even me, myself, when I was a student and I was looking into nootropics, Huperzine A was one of the most talked about things back then. It was over 10 years ago, and then other nootropics weren't so mainstream, and I had really thought Huperzine A would help me out, and I kept on buying it, but the reality was I was really wasting my money as it didn't do too much. And the next ingredient is Saffron Extract, and you can consider that to be one of the ineffective ingredients as well in this nootropic blend, because it's a very powerful antioxidant. It's very healthy for you, yet you're really not going to notice any sort of cognitive benefits in most cases. What it's known for is it can to some extent reduce appetite, although not too much, and then of course is a very powerful antioxidant that can as well have nice effects on improving inflammation. If you're somebody that tends to get sick often, then this may help you out, but I'm really not too sure why they added saffron specifically to this nootropic blend, although we know that there's pretty smart people behind this nootropic blend, and likely there's a good reason behind it. So overall, in looking at the ingredient label, it's pretty much 3 ingredients which are doing most of the work here. It's the alpha-GPC, it's the L-Tyrosine, and it's the L-Theanine. Whereas the other ingredients, not really too effective, but that's what makes this a nootropic blend. So you can always consider getting those 3 nootropics themselves, but products like these still do have their place in my, you can say, routine, because let's say if I want to travel, I don't want to go ahead and bring all my nootropics and my weighing scale. So it's nice, especially for convenience. Again, the price tag is really what separates it apart. So I would say it's great that way, especially if you're new to nootropics and you want to know, okay, why don't I try something without many side effects and see if I get any sort of cognition enhancement effects from it. Because if you're like a student, or let's say you're an entrepreneur, or you're a real estate agent like myself, you will likely see a benefit from taking this product. So I hope you found this information helpful. If you'd like to learn more about another nootropic blend, then you can consider watching this video right here, which is on Alpha Brain Black Label. Thank you again so much for your interest in nootropics. Consider subscribing if you've got value from this video, and I'll look forward to seeing you all next time.